Now, many times I've said that I couldn't do without things like the King James Bible. I mean, just the beauty of it, poses, I'm a stranger in a strange land. To me, that's touches something deeper in us than I am a sojourner in a foreign land. These kind of things of what brings us English, and it's indispensable. Things like the King James. You wouldn't understand centuries of literature if you don't have this knowledge, or even you'd be deficient of it in the subject of literature. And this is our culture, whether we like it or not. Any English speaker, this is our culture. Whether we're from Protestant England or not. One thing also I think is completely indispensable, and I think is beautiful. One of the gems that comes out of this Western expression, and particularly American expression, Christianity. And let me read these lyrics to you. It started with a guy who was ready to sacrifice his life and his son's life, and at being outraged at the idea that blacks were enslaved and being treated like horses, or even worse than horses. And the same rhetoric was used for horses as they were, and it was just terrible. And he could not go on existing without fiercely fighting this horrid injustice. And that was John Brown. And this tune, John Brown's body lies moldering in the grave, and his soul goes marching on, or his ghost goes marching on. It's turned into the battle hymn of the Republic. And got the lyrics here, and it's you just check this out. And I'm going to talk about this. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He has loosed the fateful lightning of his terrible quick sword. The truth is marching on. The glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. The chorus, you know. I have seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. They have builded him an altar in the evening dew and damp. I can read his righteous sentence by the dim of flaring lamps. His day is marching on. The chorus. I have read a fiery gospel wit in burnished rose to seal. As you deal with my contemptors, so with you my grace shall deal. Let the hero born of woman crush the serpent with his heel. His truth goes marching on. He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never call retreat. He has sifted out the hearts of men before the judgment seat. Oh, be swift, my soul, to answer him. Be jubilant, my feet. Our God goes marching on. And then after glory, glory, hallelujah, it's our God goes marching on. In the beauty of the lilies, Christ was born across the sea with the glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. As he died to make men holy, let us die to make men free, while our God is marching on. He is coming like the glory of the morning on a wave. He is wisdom to the mighty. He is succor to the brave. So the world shall be his footstool, and the soul of time his slave. Our God is marching on. Now, this was an idea. Behind this is the idea that history and the righteousness of God is on the side of a liberating force to say men are equal. That this is right to end this basically torture of a whole group of people under some of the most deplorable circumstances, well, the most deplorable circumstances which you would see in North America. And the idea that we have to be constantly realizing this dream, that even though I march in battle, that no, there is right to be won in war. Not to excuse the terrors of war, but to say, when you shed your blood for your brother, for somebody else's freedom, when you sacrifice yourself, not for just sacrificing yourself for your people or your country, but for this idea of goodness and equality, that no, this is the way that fate is running. That we're not going to be cannibals, we're not going to be slavers, we're not going to be people who enjoy or live at the expense of horrid terror. And even into the modern day, we see the fighting of sweatshops and the urging of better conditions of man. And this is seeing this as a Christian thing. Now, I'm not absolutely completely against this. There's many lovable and good things in this idea of a guiding force of history being the equality of man. And this is, and saying this is one of the purpose, this is one of the ideas of Christianity or of Christ, the idea of the higher morality, which that was a claim at the very beginning of historic Christianity of no, we're not going to do, no matter what you do to me, I'm not going to strike back at you. At least when delivering the gospel, right? Of we're better than that. And there are some things that cannot be tolerated, killing children, enslavement of whole group of people, being legally able to rape your female slaves, whether they're married or not, or sell off their husbands, or sell off their children. That this was offensive to Christians. Since we selfishly love all people, we are interested in all people. You, right there, you. I like you. Now, I don't need any aforementioned thing. You, I get along with you. And you get along with me. And hey, this is good brotherly love. This is where the idea of Christian love can be seen. Christian ethic, and it's many times applied not even to Christians when people were talking about this back in the day, of good Christian love, of distinguishing that between some type of self-centeredness, going above and beyond your own culture to help somebody or to take care of somebody, or to genuinely care about somebody as they are. Unfortunately, this would get diluted with the rise of a certain type of evangelical fundamentalist Protestantism after the Spanish-American War, and we would see harsh sectarianism break out with kind of these what would cause the basically breakup and destruction of mainline churches. From where there was one Methodist church, now there's multi-factions. One Lutheran church, there are a number of factions. Where there was one Congregationalist church, you had many. Where there's one Baptist church, you had, well, thousands now. Same thing with kind of Pentecostalism. That was, well, you could see Pentecostalism as this kind of part of this wave that was coming go into all the denominations. And I don't think this is bad. I don't think we have any right to look at the men who died on Normandy and go, oh, you know, they gave their lives to free people from colonialism and to liberate death camps and the horrid regime of the Nazis, but they fought of evil that had they not fought, we would have been in a big, huge predicament, and we would have been screwed today. So we should just balk at them. If only they would just have given up their lives and shown the Nazis. Well, there's some people like the Nazis or the Vikings. Christianity said they are not. This is not Rome. This is not Greece. This is not the Jews. They're not forced to see their own hypocrisy. They don't care. It's gold and smash and rape and kill. And we can't say, oh, well, we don't want to be violent. at the expense of them bulldozing over innocent people and just slaughtering them. No, I need to save myself for heaven. I can't resist this virulent evil that will kill women and children and enslave countries and destroy whole cultures. I guess this is my difference with those who choose to be so self-righteous and so better that they can bring out every slander against me and not see the hypocrisy in their zealous, self-righteous condemning of people and say, well, you're just, you're just a lower species if you don't understand why nobody should ever give their life in defense of the widow or the orphan or the elderly. Which to me, I would say I would accept hell to fight and die so that a aggressor won't kill the innocent. I would actually kill the aggressor to spare that child the pain, and I would rather take the bullet. And to me, this actually looks Christ-like. Okay, I'm going to hell. At least that kid's not going to get raped and have his whole just soul destroyed because of this creepy pervert of a savage psychopath biker gang crazy ass dude. Which essentially that was the evil of many of these regimes and many of these many incidences throughout history. Some people don't want to get their hands, they don't want to get their soul dirty by having to deal with the grittiness of life. And I see them as the worst hypocrites of all. That they stand on bodies that there was so much blood put in the soil so they could live a free and nice life. But they can just balk at any idea of having to choose the defense of the innocent over your own salvation. And I say choose the defense of the innocent, always, even over your own salvation. But I get balked at. Tell me if that's a Christian thing for those people to do. I still can't shake what happened. It's mind-numbing. Again, the hypocrisy that can be cut with a knife. It's so rich.